So I'm alright.
Fine,
Champagne,
yeah,
sorted, I'm not driving. And we've got some cars up here. I'll best show you them instead of me.
So where are we going? What are we doing?
What we're doing? We're going to the McLaren 570S launch event.
We are. I was going to say it's the first kind of launch event we've been to, but we went to the M4 one, didn't we?
Yeah.
That was a bit of a letdown, I'll be honest.
Great.
We were the only people there. There was no interest from anyone else in Lincolnshire.
We were expecting people, we thought we're getting there early, we were getting the crowd.
Yeah, we were expecting champagne, a bit of food, you know.
And we walked in and went, where's the M4 launch event? I went, well, the car's over there, just have a look.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's proper shoddy. Yeah, so that one was great. So hopefully this will be a bit better.
We're expecting better things from McLaren.
There's champagne in this one at least, so step up. Step up. It's interesting. Like I'd seriously consider it as a future car because it's relatively cheap compared to like Ferraris and Lamborghinis, but I think still looks as good. Still probably will drive as good. So we'll see.
Pretty sweet.
We'll see.
Pretty sweet package, I think. All around.
I think for the price.
Yeah.
I think
that's the main thing. That price point's just they absolutely crush it.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's still a hell of a lot of money, like 120 grand or whatever. But when you compare it to say 200 grand for a Huracan, it's like I know it's not quite as powerful and whatever, but I still think it's a hell of a lot of car for the money. Like I would much rather have that than a new R8, which is going to be a similar sort of price.
Yeah.
And we ain't used to places like this. We're used to these upmarket establishments.
We're totally not upmarket people.
We're not. No, I feel like we're not going to fit in very well. Where are we going to
park? Oh, McLaren!
Who knew?
Another McLaren. Loads of McLarens.
Who would have expected this?
Ditch it right in the corner because we're in a
boom. We should have come in there, right?
P1?
Cheeky P1. I wasn't expecting one of them in tweet, to be fair.
650S. Oh, it's covered. It's all covered up.
You what?
It's all on the cover.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for coming. Delighted to see you all.
Ladies and gents, without any further ado, the McLaren 570S Coupe.
From the front through to the side, and particularly the rear, which to me is my most favourite part of the car.
Blue light. Carbon ceramics are standard as well.
I'm not sure if they're standard or not. I don't think they are. I think they're optional. I can't remember. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, they do a lot. Yeah, it's like real deep. It's quite good. The game's just turned Right, so it's the day after the McLaren 570S. Yeah, we were going to kind of film this on the way home last night, but we ended up driving home with the Speciale Aperta and Matt in his 135i. So I was in this in the 235i, and then a Porsche Carrera, I think, Carrera 4S, not sure. That was a really fun drive, wasn't it?
Yeah. So we got into that, and then by the time we knew it, it was dark.
And we were like 3 hours from home still. We went quite a convoluted way home, but it's a really fun road, so it was good.
It was well worth it.
Opinions on the 570, yeah. You go first, what do you think?
I loved it.
You loved it?
Like, I liked it anyway, and after seeing it, it just sort of cemented everything.
Yeah.
There's a few little bits and pieces around the car which kind of they're not as nicely designed as I think it should be. Like the air intakes at the side look a bit stuck on.
Yeah, I can kind of see that, yeah.
The rest of the car, it's very smooth everywhere. Like the roof line, the rear window like curves that way, or that way to you guys. It reminds me of the Veyron Super Sport. You know, it comes out over the engine on the Super Sport and it curves around. It looks like that. It's like a similar line.
Yeah, it's a similar kind of design, I guess.
But flying butchers, all that looks super cool.
That looks sweet. So we were saying the back looks a bit better than we kind of thought it might.
Yeah.
Like from pictures and just compared to the 650S as well, the 12C.
Yeah, the 650S looks very plain compared to that. It's got like the diffuser, and then it's got a gap like the P1 has, where you can sort of see through and into all the engine bits.
That was really cool. There's a shot of that which you'll have seen just a few seconds ago. There's a shot of that kind of shows pretty well. It's like the mesh bit, like you say, like the P1.
Yeah.
And you can just see into like the sort of foil wrapped or whatever it's called, bits inside.
Yeah, which is also a nice touch.
Yeah, I think it makes it seem a lot more special, doesn't it? Which, considering this is their entry level car, this is their lowest, cheapest car. It's quite.
I would
cool.
have one over a 650.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Pretty much,
what did he say as well in the sort of whatever you call it, the talk bit? Yeah, the talky bit. We'll call it the talky bit. The presentation.
Yeah.
He said that it's faster to 200 kilometers an hour than a Huracan. Which baffles me, because this is like in the sort of market segment below a Huracan. Yeah. The Huracan's another 70 or 80 grand on top of this. So like,
I had a look in the leaflet they give us.
Oh yeah.
And 570 PS is 562 brake horsepower.
Which, and the Huracan's got 610, 620, something like that. So yeah, I mean, fair enough, the Huracan's heavier, because this thing only weighs 1,300 kilograms, which is quite light really for a modern supercar.
Really light.
Like, because what's the R8? 1,500, 1,600?
Somewhere like that,
yeah. So, it's quite a lot lighter.
I'd like to see it, because obviously that's rear-wheel drive. Huracans. So even, four-wheel drive, I get a jump off the start, and they're saying that'll still beat it.
Yeah,
I really would like to see it.
Yeah, I want to see some proof of this, McLaren.
Yeah, I want to see proof.
Mate, I'll buy one, we'll take it to VMAX, we'll see. We'll settle this.
Find a Huracan.
Find a Huracan.
Do it.
Yeah, but if that's true, that's really impressive.
Yeah.
And they said over 200 miles an hour as well it'll do, which again is impressive for this sort of market segment.
Yeah.
But
then again, their lowest car is a twin turbo V8 with over 550 horsepower, which is pretty crazy. You kind of forget that it has got the twin turbo V8 engine, because it is such a small car.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's V8 twin turbo supercar, does it?
No. You look at it and you think V6 turbo maybe.
Yeah.
But V8 turbo in it,
it is a very small package, and they said they've worked on like making the carbon tub sills smaller and stuff, so that it's easier to get in and out of, stuff like that.
Yeah, which makes every day.
Yeah. I mean, he even mentioned in the presentation that there's extra places to store stuff, that kind of thing. It's more practical. Yeah. So it appeals to me a lot. I mean, as a next car after the R8, I'd be seriously tempted.
Yeah.
I don't know, it kind of ticks all the boxes, really.
It really does. We wasn't allowed to sit in it.
No, we weren't.
It's a prototype, and they wouldn't let us, which is a shame. But for those who went to Wilton House, it was the same car from Wilton House, and we said that in the pictures from Wilton House, it looked a little bit nicer in the black outside.
That's the thing. It was indoors, and there was like
canopy.
There was like some weird lighting and stuff. Yeah,
it wasn't the greatest.
It wasn't the best place to show off, I don't think, especially like for filming and taking pictures.
One thing I did like about the black is the side indent. I think it looks a little too much on some cars. Like
it was really deep, I thought.
Yeah, it's quite a deep recess, and it's always black. So on a white car, you just have this big.
just a big black.
Or on the black car, it'd be nice. I mean, a lot of people probably will just end up wrapping in that body colour.
You might do, Although I think that'd look a bit weird though if you just got a body coloured hole in it. I think in carbon it could look good, but one of the chaps we were chatting to said that the carbon options, like all the exterior carbon options, adds up to like 20 grand or something.
Yeah.
Which, I've got the options price list, and I don't remember seeing it being quite that expensive, but it could well do if you tick all the boxes.
I mean, the rear deck lid's $4 grand to start with.
Yeah.
The rear engine cover.
Yeah. Which, when we looked at it, I don't think it's really worth it. Next step basically is test drive one when there's one available, which I don't know when that's going to be. Because there's no point making your mind up just from looks, I don't think. Like, F-Type, I love the look of them, but when I drove it, I was like, this just isn't for me. Yeah. So it could be the same with this. It could look and sound and price and everything could be perfect, but if it doesn't drive how I want a car to drive, then there's no fun. But everything they're saying about it makes it sound like it's going to suit me perfectly. They're saying it. You'll be able to slide it around a bit more, it'll be more fun, it's more everyday, it's more practical. So for me, it sounds like it's going to tick all the boxes, but you don't know until you've driven it. So that's pretty much it, I think.
Yeah, good. If you get to see one, go look at it. I think they're amazing.
Go look at it in person, because I think it looks so much nicer in person than it did in pictures.
Yeah.
Especially the back. But
back Love the back.
I think I love every angle of it, which is a first for me on McLaren cars. There's always been like, the front's not so great, or the back's not so great, or the side not so great. There's always been something on like 12Cs and 650Ss and stuff that I've not quite been a fan of. So
I'm not sure on the sides.
You're
front and back.
Right. Okay.
Love it. Sides. Interior. Even though that was a prototype and there was little switches and stuff not quite in the right place.
Yeah, it wasn't quite.
Still looked cool.
Yeah, I think it
still looked really.
I slightly prefer the 12C interior, but I think it's still nice enough. You know what I mean? It's not. You're not going to complain about it.
They're all, even compared to the P1.
Oh, yeah, it's very
they're all
close.
very similar. The indicator stalks are, P1 pretty much.
Yeah. They've still got the same. It's like instead of having the whole central column though, it's just got like a cutout bit under the gap.
Yeah.
Which I don't like quite as much.
Maybe some cup holders though. Let's see, there might be some cup holder situation.
Maybe that's important.
That is
important in your supercar.
But no, great night, great event.
Yeah, it was a really good night.
Car.
Really good car from the look of it. And yeah, we'll have another video coming up very soon of the car park.
Yeah.
Which sounds really boring. Like,
but that was not almost as good as the actual event.
That was as enjoyable, was just seeing all the crazy cars
all
that came.
Aventadors, 458s, just Astons, McLarens, Speciale. Oh yeah. It was all going on.
Yeah, there was a lot of nice cars in the car park. So yeah, and a lot of tight spaces to squeeze through, thanks to some terrible parking.
To that one.
Yeah. So yeah, that'll be coming up in a few days. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this one, I think.
Awesome.
See you later.
Bye.